Lance and Larry tracking the pack, the Bengals edition. We bring in the man who, when he's the Packers analyst on radio, he can basically see things before they even happen. He's almost clairvoyant. Rock, how do you do that when you diagnose something on the field on a radio broadcast that you just know when it happens?
Just watching it. And I've been around it forever, but just watching, I'm not clairvoyant. I'm just reacting to what happens.
Well, that's awesome. And you obviously break it down very well in a simple way, so we appreciate that. How does a dominant performance help build confidence but make the week challenging for the coaches this week, Larry?
Well, certainly success breeds confidence, so there's some of that going on throughout the Green Bay Packer football team. But as far as getting full of themselves, we're talking about a 1-1 football team that's going on the road to face a good Cincinnati Bengal team. I mean, the Bengals, they're going to be a tough out. They're playing good football right now. I don't think overconfidence or big heads or any of that jazz plays a factor at all. The Packers know they got a handful this week. All they got to do is turn on the video.
You made a great point on the Mike McCarthy show this week, Larry. Aaron Rodgers seems to be getting better. In your analysis, what is he getting better at?
Well, actually, the way I phrased the question is that stupid? Because during the game, I'm thinking he's better than ever, and I'm thinking, like, wait a second, how can he be better than ever? He's been the best player in the National Football League for a while, and that's not according to Green Bay folks. That's according to national folks who have no bias. So I'm thinking, how does he actually get better? But I think what is at work? I mean, can Aaron Rodgers throw a better ball than he's been throwing for quite some time? I don't know about that, but the whole process of melding it all together, the operation at the line of scrimmage, putting the Packers in the right play, going to the right guy, the leadership and all that, I think that kind of stuff can be improved, and it has been improved. But as far as just playing quarterback and throwing the ball, I just kind of looked at myself and thought, that's a stupid thought, because how does that guy get better? I mean, if he just plays like he has played, it's pretty phenomenal.
It is pretty phenomenal. Larry, James Starks already named the starter by Mike McCarthy this week. How long, though, can he last, and how much do you trust him? How much does the coaching staff trust him?
Well, Lance, that's a very hard question, and probably best answered by James Starks, because after all, he was the guy that ran the Packers. He was the running game on their way to a Super Bowl championship, but we haven't seen it since, and a lot of that is due to health reasons. But I thought James made an interesting comment in the locker room this week. He was asked if the presence of Eddie Lacy and Jonathan Franklin is what really got his attention. And I thought this was pretty perceptive of James and pretty accurate. He goes, hey guys, I didn't care that they were here. I wasn't happy with what I did last season. I wasn't happy with the year I had, and I was bound and determined to come in and do everything I possibly could, both in the matter of staying on the field and what I did when I was playing with the football. I was going to do anything in my power to be going 100% and to get my career, my performance back on track. And so all those things, long range, it's all up to James, really, and some good fortune as far as staying healthy. But he certainly filled the bill last week against the Redskins.
Larry, the offensive line for the Packers had some pass protection problems early, but they got them solved pretty quickly and graded out very well, according to Mike McCarthy. But this week they get another stiff challenge with Geno Atkins and that Bengals defensive line. In the trenches, it's going to be quite a game within a game.
Yeah, it will be, and you mentioned Atkins, and he's probably the marquee guy amongst them, but I'm glad you also mentioned the rest of the Bengal defensive line. A salty outfit. You know, you turn on the video sometimes and you get a feel just after a series or two. That's the way it was with looking at the Bengals on tape. After a series or two, I thought, this is a salty outfit. I wonder if it'll hold true. And by golly, it has. And the thing about them, they can keep their guys fresh because they substitute in mass right up and down the line of scrimmage. And they're the first four-man team the Packers have faced this season. They're a 4-3 team. And they can substitute four guys in mass, and there doesn't seem to be a drop-off. I think pad level will be very important for the Packers to continue to have success on the ground, because the Bengals do a great job of getting hands underneath pads, extending, and shedding blockers. It should be quite a battle, and the Packer offensive line better be ready for that, a real battle.
And final thing, Larry, it is an uncommon opponent. With so much film out there and guys having iPads and studying so much in this day and age, is it really that big of a deal, or is it a little bit unsettling for the coaching staff because it's not a familiar opponent?
I think that phrase says it all, Lance. You're right, there's access to everything, but a little bit different, yes it is. It's not like playing the Vikings or the 49ers, who we've seen 3 times in the last year. It's not like playing the Bears. It is a little different, and you don't really have the handle, like on the divisional opponents, you have a handle on the whole concept that they operate under. And when you play a team from the AFC like the Bengals that you only see once in a while, I don't think you get that in-depth feeling for what they're really all about. But there are 2 games worth of regular season tape on them. They'll spend all the time in the world figuring it out, and then present the players with the cliff notes so everybody can keep everybody straight and so forth. They don't want to get them, paralysis through analysis, but they'll give them enough to operate on. But as you mentioned, I think it is a little bit different when you play somebody you don't play all that often.
Larry, we'll see you in Cincinnati. Another edition of Lance and Larry tracking the Pack in the books, buddy.